Okay, so hello everyone, good morning. Now the voice is clear. Amrit, Syam. Now it is live on app. Last class finished at what time? Good morning, Kavitha, Farida, Manish, Chintu. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Done? Clear? So we have to start with the physical properties. In last class, what we have done? Only we have written atomic properties, metallic bond strength. About density and all we have not talked. Density, melting point, these things we have written or not? Density, melting point, about this we have written or not? Okay. So, means last topic we have written metallic bond strength only. Okay, so we completed that hydrogen part also. That's why we could complete till that point only. So no problem. We'll start. So we have written, I think, the second part. ठीक है ना? Second properties we have written. चलो देखते हैं. And second part was physical properties, which is based on your metallic bond strength. Which is based on metallic bond strength. Clear with this point? You are not having any class after this, na? This is your last class for today, I think. Am I correct? Chalo, theek hai, fine. So one thing I have told you, कि metallic bond strength is directly proportional to your number of valence electron in S block. So group 2 is having more than group 1. So all the properties of group 2 is also more than 1. I am writing in a general way only. Like if you see density heavy, so second period element, second group elements are heavier. If you check melting point, boiling point, hardness, so all these things are more for group 2. Is it okay? Okay, so now we'll discuss about each and every one. So let's start with the first one. So first one we are talking about density. First one we are talking about density. This is your group 1 and this one is your group 2. Is it okay? So group 1 and group 2. So if we will talk about the density, everyone knows कि sir density formula is mass by volume. As you are moving down the group, mass is increasing. As you are moving down the group, volume is also increasing. Volume is nothing else but size only. You know na volume formula 4 by 3 pi r cube. So if radius is more, that means volume will be also more. Clear? If radius is more, that means volume will be also more. Done? Okay. So now see. So if we see mass by volume, then from here we cannot decide the density, because mass increases, density increases. Volume increases, density decreases. So what we have to think, listen carefully. Down the group, mass increases, no problem. Protons are increasing, neutrons are increasing and all. Now let's talk about size. So you will say, sir, size is also increasing. Correct, size is also increasing. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So cesium is maximum. But what we are saying, you know, कि from fourth period, we have D, then again F. So these things are coming. So 3D will come, then 4D will come, then 5D will come, 4F will also come, 5F will also come. So as you are moving down, these orbitals are coming whose shielding is poor. So we have studied one thing, there was contraction in size. There was contraction in size. So size is increasing, but it increased less. cesium should be this much, but it is only this much. ठीक है ना? Rubidium should be this much, but it is only this much. So what we are saying कि down the group size is increasing, but the increment is less. Increment is less. So we can say कि volume increased, but volume increased less. Mass increased more, and due to this density increased. So we can say like this कि increases down the group. Now you will say कि increases down the group, then the order should be like this कि lithium, sodium, ठीक है, then what you will write potassium, rubidium, and then what you will write cesium, correct? But now when you will check the data, you will say, sir, this sodium potassium data not matching. Potassium is having less density than sodium. How this is possible now? So you can say like this, if potassium density is less, that means its volume is more. So you can say like this, in potassium third period means what? 3d orbital is present. 3d orbital is present, but it is not used. 3d is present, but it is of no use. We are not using it. ठीक है ना? So 3d is present, that means size increases. So size increases, so density decreased. ठीक है ना? So from third period 3d is present, but we are not using it, so size increased. So you can say like this, this 3d is nothing like but fat. We have no fat, not useful, and our size increases. ठीक है ना? So that is the fat part, you can say, for potassium. ठीक है ना? So that's why what is happening, कि size is increasing, so its density has decreased. So everyone should remember now this is very important, कि density increases down the group, but what you will say, बताओ, who is less than sodium? Potassium is less than sodium. What you will say? Potassium is less than sodium. Is it clear? Now come to the next part. Here the totally different trend is there. What they are saying is first it decreases till calcium and then increases. Decreases till calcium and then increases. Means what is happening? You are having beryllium, magnesium, calcium, and then this see it decreased till calcium and then increases. Means you are having here strontium, you are having here barium. See? Means if we want to write the final order, we will write like this, कि barium is maximum, then strontium. Then you come here, beryllium, magnesium, calcium. So who is minimum? Calcium. And who is maximum? Barium. Is it clear? dekh lo. And we have already said कि second period is having more as second group is having more as compared to first group. Acha, now how we can explain these things? How this is happening, density and all. So see, clear concept is there. We cannot do much, but the reason is related with lattice. Suppose calcium lattice is not good, its packing fraction is not good. So in that way, so this order not written in NCERT, the reason, but the actual reason lies in lattice, crystal lattice, which is beyond NCERT. So we will not write that thing. We can just say that this reason is coming due to crystal lattice. That's it. Okay, come to the next part. Next part we will talk about hardness. Now we know that hardness is due to what? Hardness is due to interatomic forces, intermolecular forces, which is metallic bonding here. Which is what? Which is metallic bonding here, you can say like this. So who is having more metallic bonding? This one. So this is harder than this. So I have already tell before only that 2A properties are more than 1A. So what we write here? Ki all are silvery, white, soft metal. Soft metal. In the second case also, same point is there. They are also silvery, white, soft metal. So I am just cloning it. They are also same thing. I have to reduce the size. They are also the same thing, but they are comparatively harder than this. They are comparatively harder than group 1. Acha, you have heard that statement in class 8, 9. It can be cut with a knife. Do you remember? Can be cut with a knife, ठीक है ना? Clear? When you will see now, when you will check online videos, they will show you there कि it is like paste type. Sodium diagram, sodium metal. When you will see hard paste, so when you will compress it, it will suppress also. ठीक है ना? So, but if you will compare, we know कि down the group metallic bonding decreases. So metallic bonding is maximum in lithium. So you can say like this कि lithium is comparatively harder. Although it is also soft, but if you compare to the rest of the elements in the group like sodium, potassium, then it is hard. Is this point clear to everyone? Done? देख लो, ठीक है ना? And the reason lies in metallic bonding. Done? Okay, now learn last point. We are talking about melting point and boiling point. So what do you think? Yes, what will happen to melting and boiling point down the group? I have already told you. What will happen to melting point and boiling point down the group? What do you think? Jaldi batao. What do you think? What will happen to melting and boiling point down the group? It will decrease because we have written it. We have already written it. It will decrease down the group. ठीक है, fine. So we can say like this कि it decreases down the group. In both this is there. In fact, in this though there is no exception also. ठीक है ना? There is no exception when you will check the order of melting point. ठीक है ना? Normal order is there. This is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. Order is like this. It is decreasing. The same order is for boiling point also. ठीक है ना? Let me clone only. Done. Clear? So same order is for boiling point also. Due to metallic bond strength, weakness, metallic bond strength is inversely proportional to size. When you will come in this, now here we have some problem. In melting point, when you will check, so what you should tell ki first there will be beryllium, then magnesium, then calcium, then strontium, and then barium. But one change is there, magnesium is at last. ठीक है ना? And in the boiling point also one change you can consider कि it should be like this कि magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. But what you have to do? You have to exchange barium and magnesium. So Ba will come here and Mg will come here. So finally what we see कि magnesium is having low melting point also and low boiling point also. Magnesium is having low melting point also and low boiling point. Again, if anyone will ask you the reason, you can say, "Arey, it is dependent on crystal lattice." I don't know. Leave it like that. ठीक है ना? So everyone is having different lattice. So based on that, this order is there. So clear with this point? So mainly, finally, we have to remember three things now. Now this is more important. We have written many things, but what we have to remember? We have to remember mainly three things. What three things we have to remember? We have to remember density. Density of alkali metal, density of alkaline earth metal. What is the second thing which we have to remember? Then we have to remember this melting point order and boiling point order. Clear with this point? Of alkaline earth metal. In alkali metal, there is no problem. ठीक है ना? So if anyone will ask you, in alkaline earth metal, who is having minimum melting point and boiling point, then what is your answer? Tell quickly. If they ask you कि in alkaline earth metal, who is having minimum melting point and boiling point, what you will say? Magnesium. Clear? If anyone will ask you in alkaline earth metal who is having minimum density, everyone write it quickly. Night hunters, Srinivas, Sunny, Surya. ठीक है? Clear? So these 3-4 points you have to know. Clear, done. Acha, we have seen that flame test we have studied. I think we have studied the flame test. Cesium was C, blue color, apple green. Okay, na? So done. So this one part of the S block is done. You can say we have studied atomic properties and physical properties. Now we are interested in hydration energy. You see from here, we are interested in hydration energy. Now keep this in mind, hydration energy. So first of all, we will know that hydration energy is always negative. Hydration energy is always negative. ठीक है? What is the other point we can write? Other point we can write, क्या लिख दे बताओ, क्या लिख दे? Hydration energy is more negative. You can say like this, it is directly proportional to charge. Similar like lattice energy, same formula we are having, directly proportional to charge and inversely proportional to size. Acha, if we say delta H is negative, means what you mean? Delta H is negative means what you mean by this statement? Batao? What do you mean by this statement? Batao? I will put the cover here. It is exothermic energy released. It is exothermic energy released. Okay, fine. So now you can tell ki group 1, 2, who will have more hydration energy? What you can say? Group 1 and 2, who will have more hydration energy? Group 1 and 2, who will have more hydration energy? Yes, you will say, sir, this is very easy question. 2A will have more than 1A. Why? Because there are two valence, I'm saying valence electron, because the charge is +2, oxidation state is +2, and in this case, this is +1. Monovalent, divalent. This is what? This is divalent, and this is what? Monovalent. Then I will ask you, ki, acha, if I will compare in a group, then what you will say? In a group, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Now to charge is same. Everywhere charge is same. Then what you will say? You will say, ki, sir, now charge is same. So I will see size. As size increases, hydration energy decreases. So lithium is the smallest. Its hydration is maximum. Clear with this point? Okay? So basic things are there only. Now let's try to understand what is this hydration energy? What is this hydration energy? So see, the original word is solvation energy. Original word is solvation energy. Solvation energy means what? Suppose you are having any species, you put in a solvent. It starts bonding with the solvent. So how is the bond? Now you know if a bond is formed, then energy is released. So when you are forming bond with solvent, what will happen? Energy will be released. The same solvent, if you take water, we start calling it hydration. If any other solvent is there, then we will call it solvation. If you are taking water, then we will call it hydration. Solvation energy, hydration energy. So this is nothing else but bonding with a solvent, due to which energy is released. Now let's take example. Suppose this is your lithium. Everyone knows कि sir lithium is small. Lithium is small cation. So ठीक है. When you will put in water, what will happen? Negative part of water. Who is negative part of water? Oxygen will come and start making bond with it. Done like this. So when bond is formed, energy is released. This is not actually covalent bond mat bana dena. Interaction is going on. ठीक है? So one layer will be formed. Then what will happen? Second layer will be formed. Then what will happen? Third layer will be formed. Clear? So this is only known as hydration. The closest layer will be strongly attracted as you are moving fast. Bonding is loose. ठीक है ना? We say fixed layer, diffuse layer, like this. ठीक है ना. So first layer is strongly attracted, then strength is decreasing. So this is the size of hydrated ion. Lithium is small, more hydration. More hydration means hydrated ion size is big. Okay, then what is happening? Then let's talk about cesium. Cesium is big, like this. See, cesium is big. It is big, so its hydration is more or less. Jaldi bolo. Hydration is more or less. Hydration is less. So what we will say, sir, 1 layer, 2 layer, finished. ठीक है ना, hypo in the, ठीक है ना. So 1 layer, similarly 2 layer, done. So hydration is less. So if I ask you hydrated ion means what? After combining with water. After combining with water, who is big? After combining with water, who is big? What you will say? बताओ. After combining with water, lithium is big. Hydrated ion size of lithium is more. So this is your lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. They are gaseous ion. So in gaseous phase, you tell me few things now. In gaseous phase, who is the smallest? Reply to the questions quickly. In gaseous phase, who is the smallest? Lithium. Lithium is small, so extent of hydration. So now you have to tell extent of hydration. What will be the order for extent of hydration? This. So lithium is small, so hydration is more. Then they will ask you size of hydrated ion. ठीक है ना. Small size, so more hydration. Hydrated ion, when they will ask you, then they will write here Li plus aqueous. By seeing this aqueous and gas, you can identify that they are talking about gaseous ion or they are talking about hydrated ion. If they are writing aqueous, means hydration done. Okay? So this is the size of hydrated ion. So who is big? Can you tell? Who is big? Again, lithium is big. Okay? Initially gaseous lithium was small, so its hydration is more, so size of its hydrated ion is more. Then they will ask you about mobility. Mobility means movement. Now you think like this: lithium was small, gaseous lithium. Then what happened? Hydration took place, it becomes big. Then now its mobility. Mobility is what? Mobility is less. Mobility means what? Movement. Movement is less. If movement is less, that means what will happen? Conductivity. Conductivity will be also less. Is it okay? देख लो जल्दी. Cesium was big. Cesium was big, but hydration is less. Only this much increased. So size of hydrated ion is also less. So what? Movement will be more. Movement is more. That means what we can say? Conductivity is more. Mobility proportional to conductivity. But one point is there. Say this thing, Sunny, when charge is same. Now suppose you have Li plus and Be2 plus. So here contradiction can come. If I will ask you about Li plus and Be2 plus. If I ask you size of hydrated ion, size of hydrated ion, then what will happen? बताओ तो किसका ज्यादा है? Whose size of hydrated ion is more? Whose size of hydrated ion is more? Lithium or beryllium? You will simply say, sir, first I will check charge. Charge is more, so hydration is more. Hydration is more, that means size of hydrated ion is more. Mobility order, what you can say? Mobility is reverse. Mobility will be what? Reverse. But conductivity, now conductivity we have problem. Why? Because his charge is more. ठीक है ना? Charge is more. So that's why generally we don't compare. Otherwise, if you are comparing, then we will give the answer on the basis of charge. We will give the answer on the basis of charge. So this is the point. Clear? All of you understood? You can think it like this also. See everyone. You can think like this also. See what happened. I am finally concluding it. Lithium was small, so its hydration is more. Hydration is more, so hydrated ion size is more. Cesium was big, so its hydration is less. So hydrated ion size is also less. You can take a simple example with your day-to-day life. Take a real life example. Suppose there is one boy who got less marks in NEET 2023, 200 marks only. 200 marks. Okay? So what happened? In the long term, he studied nicely, worked hard, increased his marks 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 he got. Okay, na? So it increased his marks 600. Done. Very good. Now what will happen? There was one other child also who got 400 marks in NEET. Overconfident, chilling, only chilling, less studying. ठीक है ना? Now what will happen? His marks will increase. It may decrease also. ठीक है? Be positive. His marks will increase. But how much it will increase? 400, 450, 500. 5.3. ठीक है ना? So it is not necessary. So initially he was having big size, but the increment is not much. Increment is only 100. But here what happened? Increment was too high. So this is the thing. So what we learn from this example, we have to study nicely. Whatever marks we got, that is the past. We can enhance our marks to a large extent. If you got 200, 300 also, there are the examples. They got 600, more than 600 also. Clear with this point? So here we finish this hydration energy part. Then they tell you, everywhere we are taking the example of lithium. That's why you say कि lithium halide are hydrated. Do you see this point? LiCl.2H2O. So no other chloride of alkali metal is hydrated, but lithium chloride is hydrated. If you will write NaCl.2H2O, your chemistry teacher will beat you. ठीक है ना कि अरे only lithium chloride is hydrated, none of the chlorides of alkali metal is hydrated. Why? Because lithium has more hydration tendency. Hope this point is clear to everyone. Done? Okay. So till here you can say we have completed one part of the S block. Till here we have completed one part of the S block. Clear? Now we will move towards chemical properties. Now we will move towards chemical properties. So hope you have understood everything. Just check it out what you have studied. एक बार जल्दी से देख लो what you have studied. Then we will move to the next part. Everyone just check what we have studied. Then we will move to the next part. Done? Okay. So now come to the next part. That is what? Chemical properties. Okay. Clear? Okay. So chemical properties. Now in chemical properties, we'll read according to NCERT only. Nothing is there. ठीक है ना? Easy things are there. We'll try to learn it also. ठीक है ना? We will try to study. Now see, the first point what they have written there. Everyone see this? The first point which you can think is your reaction with air. ठीक है ना? हवा. In air, what is there? oxygen, nitrogen, CO2, mainly these things are there. So you can SRP order. SRP that you are talking, no, ठीक है, SRP order we will talk it in details here only. ठीक है ना, in the chemical properties we can study in detail. चलो. Now come to this part. So everyone knows, अरे metal is there. Metal you react with oxygen. ठीक है ना? Metal is there. You react with oxygen. First you will get oxide. Then you put more oxygen. You will get peroxide. Then you put more oxygen. You will get superoxide. Everyone knows the formula of the iron oxide is what? This is your oxide. This is your peroxide. And this is your superoxide. Can you tell me the formula of superoxide? Because there is a question in NCERT 9.1. They have given the example like this. KO2 is there. What is the charge? So K plus and O2 minus. So each oxygen is having minus half oxidation state. Clear? 9.1 question. Done? Okay. Now the question arises, who will form these compounds? All will form. So see, we know that lithium generally forms oxide. So whatever oxygen you will give him, it will stop till oxide. Sodium forms peroxide. So you give excess oxygen. Finally, it will stop till oxide. Potassium, rubidium, cesium. You give again excess oxygen. It will stop till superoxide. So we say like this, कि lithium forms oxide, sodium forms peroxide, potassium, rubidium, cesium forms superoxide. ठीक है? Then you will find in NCERT also written on the next page कि small amount of peroxide is also formed. In this case, they will say कि small amount of superoxide is also formed. What we are writing in bracket, that is a small amount. ठीक है? Clear with this point? Done? That's it. ठीक है? So you should know now कि lithium mainly forms oxide. Sodium mainly forms peroxide and rest elements form superoxide. Now they will ask you a question. First question they will ask you, why heavier elements are forming superoxide? Second question they will ask you, who is paramagnetic, who is diamagnetic? Third question they will ask you, tell about the colors. So we know now few things. देखो, this one is your, देखो इधर, this one is your oxide, this one is your peroxide. Both are diamagnetic. O2 minus, this is your superoxide, this is your paramagnetic. So paramagnetic and colored. We know oxygen is there, O2 minus O2, everything is starting from O2 only. 2 unpaired electrons were there. इसमें क्या होता है बताओ? 2 unpaired electron. 2 unpaired electron. So when you put 1 electron, here 2 unpaired electrons, see? I am writing it in a nice way. Chalo, like 1 orbital is there, second orbital is there. So 1, 1. Here what happened? You put 1 electron. So 1 is paired. Still 1 is left. Here what? Both side paired. Clear? Like this. ठीक है ना? So we write like this कि अरे this one is your paramagnetic, this one is yellow, orange, crystal. ठीक है ना? Here what they say कि अरे it is diamagnetic, and then they will say कि colorless in pure form. Colorless in pure form. ठीक है? Oxide also diamagnetic, colorless only. Done. ठीक है. Now come to that question. What question we are saying? कि why sodium or you can say only this thing कि why potassium, rubidium and cesium form superoxide. They can also ask why heavier element forms peroxide and superoxide. The reason lies in this part कि large cations. What is the reason? कि large cations are stabilized by whom? बताओ. Stabilized by dash. What you will write? Large cations are stabilized by large anions. Very good, Sunny. large anions. ठीक है. Similarly, reverse is also true. Like suppose you are talking about lithium oxide, what you will say कि भाई lithium is small and oxide is also small. Potassium is there, what you will say कि अरे this one is big, this one is also big. Clear with this point? Done. Then they have written one uses. ठीक है, uses we will see it later on also, but they have written like this कि sodium peroxide is used as what? Oxidizing agent. ठीक है, so keep this in mind. Chinna stable, pidda stable. Correct, Amrut. Chinna wants to be with Chinna, pidda wants to be with pidda. ठीक है, okay. Done with this one? Done. Hope everything is clear. So this is about the oxygen connection. Then you will say, sir, there is nitrogen also in the air. ठीक है, nitrogen is also there. Then what will happen? Who will come and connect? Lithium. Now this point is very important. कि only lithium forms nitride. How it is happening? See, this is lithium, this is nitrogen, and you will get a compound Li3N. What is oxidation state of N here? 0. What is oxidation state of N here? -3. That means you can say that this is nothing else but reduction. Lithium is acting as a reducing agent. Is it okay? Lithium is acting as a reducing agent. So now they will ask you why lithium is only forming sodium kadu, potassium kadu, only lithium. ठीक है ना? So only lithium. Why only lithium? So they will give you the reason. Two reasons we can say कि only lithium form nitride because what? Because it is electropositive. Then you will say कि sir others are also electropositive. Then I will say कि and good reducing agent. Now you know SRP value -3.05 among alkali metal. Lithium is highest reducing agent. Clear with this point? Yes or no? Very good. Now they will ask you, what they will ask, batao कि if lithium nitride, what or which gas is liberated? What they say, batao, which gas is liberated when nitride, any nitride you can take, nitride added to water? What you will say? Batao jaldi. So you will say, sir, this is your lithium nitride. N3 minus ion is there. Put water. Water means what you think? H plus and OH minus. This is just for thinking. N3 minus, give him 3H plus. What you got? NH3. So ammonia gas is liberated and the other part is lithium hydroxide. So everyone from today onwards, they will remember. What they will remember? Ki any nitride in water. Which gas is there? Ammonia. Any nitride in water. Which gas is there? Ammonia. Clear with this point? How to remember? Simple. Nitride is N3 minus. Give him H, H, H. Violent, violent, violent. Proton, proton, proton. Clear? Okay. Now there is one more question. ठीक है ना? What they ask? कि give the reactions. Give the reactions for alkali metal with moist air. Now what is this moist air? So we know at least they have used the word moist, means water is also there. ठीक है ना? And air तो already have O2 and N2. So you'll have to think like this. ठीक है ना? So now many reactions will happen. What reaction will happen? कि suppose you are talking about sodium. Let's restrict the reaction. If you are talking about बताओ क्या? If you are talking about only sodium, so what you will say कि sodium is there, it will react with oxygen, it will form Na2O oxide, it can form superoxide, peroxide also, no problem. So I am taking only oxide. Okay, oxide form, then you will put oxide in water because you have taken moist air, so you will get NaOH. NaOH is there, air is also having CO2, so you can also have Na2CO3. So many combinations are there. If I will take lithium, then I can also say कि भाई nitride is also formed. Nitride you put in water, ammonia is also formed. So we are having a variety of reactions. Clear with this point? So moist means you have to consider water also. So this is the meaning. ठीक है? This is the meaning. Clear with this point? That's it. So we have successfully completed the first part, that is reaction with air. हवा हो गया, अब क्या बचा? The second part is your पानी. So reaction with water. So you know, no problem. I will take the metal, put in water. What you will get? Hydroxide, and hydrogen gas is liberated. We have already studied metal reacts with water to liberate hydrogen gas, yes or no? Then we said cold water, hot water, steam. ठीक है ना? More reactive metal like S block reacts with cold water. Less reactive react with hot water. Very less reactive reacts with steam. And hydrogen gas is liberated. This we have studied in preparation of hydrogen, lab preparation. Is it okay? देख लो एक बार जल्दी. So this is nothing else but lab preparation of hydrogen. ठीक है, fine. So let's go in detail now. अरे lithium reacts slowly, sodium reacts quickly. But what is happening to rubidium, potassium, cesium? They are vigorously explosive. So they are saying vigorously. Now they will ask you reason कि how this is happening, कि lithium is reacting slowly. So you can say like this कि see this reaction, when you will see hydrogen is present in +1, +1 is reduced to 0. That means this part is कहाँ गया? That means what? This part is nothing else. Let's see, this part is nothing else but reduction. That means the metal is acting as a reducing agent, and according to us, lithium is the best reducing agent. It has E dot value -3.05. Then also, why the reaction is slow? This they will ask you, why the reaction is slow. Clear? Why the reaction is slow? क्या बोलेगा? So in NCERT they have given two reasons. What they have written in NCERT, they have written due to small size and more negative. More negative, which energy बताओ? Hydration energy. This is written in NCERT. But one more point is there, which we should keep in mind. Here so we will say like this also, na, if more negative as hydration energy is there, that means it should react fast. It should react fast. Why it is reacting slow? Huh? Why it is reacting slow? It should react fast, react quickly. Then what they are saying, कि one more reason can be there. Do you remember the order of melting point? Do you remember the order of melting point? जल्दी बताओ. Do you remember the order of melting point? They will say like this, कि melting point decreases down the group. So these are having less melting point. Is this clear? So you can think like this, कि in case of lithium, more energy is released, 1000. In case of sodium, potassium, rubidium, less energy is released, 5000. but their melting point is less. So 5000 is sufficient to melt the metal. 5000 is bolo kya sufficient to melt the metal. So they will say like this ki due to what they will say, due to low melting point. Due to low melting point, what will happen? Energy, or you can say the metal melts. Metal melts. If metal melts, that means what will happen? Surface area increases. Surface area increases. If surface area increases, that means what will happen? Rate of reaction will increase. Done? Clear? Here more energy released, but the metal is not melting. High melting point comparatively. Here melting point is less. So with less energy only it is melted. ठीक है ना? Correct. ठीक है? So this is the reason. So this is all. In this only we can study one more point now. Miscellaneous. Written in NCERT, small point but important point. Clear? Check out all these points first, then we'll go to the next point. In NCERT now they are saying one more point, and we have said this in hydrogen chapter also. What we have said, ki metal can also react with dilute acid. Metal can also react with dilute acid. Dilute acid means what? Dilute H2SO4, dilute HCl. I told you don't use concentrated H2SO4. Dilute. So in NCERT they have written proton donor. Proton donor means what? H plus only. Proton donor means what? H plus. So you can react with H plus to form salt and hydrogen gases liberated. So this reaction you see in organic chemistry also. Ki if a proton donor is there, this is what? Nothing else but proton donor. Proton donor is there, then you will get a salt C2H5OM plus minus and hydrogen gas is liberated. Do you remember those reactions? RCOOH plus sodium. Do you remember this? You were getting RCOONA and hydrogen gas liberated. Organic chemistry. 2-3 parts. They have told this in alcohol chapter also and carboxylic acid chapter also. Similarly, you can use ammonia also, your choice. You can use ethine also. Now I am more interested in ethine. Ethine, hydrocarbon chapter, alkyne, chemical properties, first section, acidic strength. Acidic strength they have written here, this is carbon, but don't underestimate the power of carbon. This is sp hybridized. This is more electronegative than nitrogen also. This hydrogen is acidic. So sodium will displace it. How it will displace? C minus Na plus. And hydrogen gas is liberated. They will say if you take more sodium, both hydrogen atoms are displaced. They will call it ethynide. Hydrocarbon chapter, class 11, alkynes, chemical properties, first point, acidic strength. So there they have written this. Clear with this point? So sodium can form ethynide. Here only very important point is there, which is written in NCERT, anomalous behavior. What? Why don't use lithium here? Lithium cannot form ethynide. So everyone have to remember this. Clear with this point? Dekh lo. Clear? Is it okay? So these reactions are repetition only. Organic chemistry. Organic chemistry, sodium reacts, lithium will not react. Okay? So just check out all the reactions. So this my water part is over. We are reacting with proton donor. You can say, you can write dilute HCl also. Okay na? Is it okay? So check all the reactions. Is it okay? Dekh lo. We have done air, water. Now we will move to hydrogen. ठीक है, and halides. These are two important ones, hydrogen and halides, out of which hydrogen तो we have already studied. Hydrogen the full chapter we have studied. Reaction with hydrogen, we have said कि अरे take metal, take hydrogen, you will get MH. ठीक है ना. This is S block hydride. S block hydrides were also known as saline hydride, ionic hydride, salt like hydride. They have written in hydrogen chapter ionic. Then in the next line they have written LiH, BH2 and MgH2 are covalent. Then they write कि BH2 and MgH2 तो are having polymeric structure. ठीक है ना. So these points are there, but that thing we'll study in group 2. We are talking about group 1. So you can say this is ionic, crystallite, then you can say non-volatile, then you can say high melting point. Many points were there, and these things already we have written there in hydrogen chapter. ठीक है ना. Clear. We can also say conducts in solid state, yes or no? Conducts in solid state, yes or no? Conducts in molten or aqueous solution. ठीक है. Then they will write here कि अरे for any metal if you take less temperature required, but for lithium slightly higher temperature required, 1073 Kelvin. Rest metals 673 Kelvin only. So you can think lithium slightly different. Lithium is not trying to react. We are forcing. Anomalous behavior, all the properties which you are seeing, we can say anomalous behavior of lithium. And what is the reason of our anomalous behavior? We have already said small size, high polarizing power. ठीक है, clear? So wherever lithium is different, you can say anomalous behavior. And anomalous behavior, 4 reasons are there. ठीक है. So lithium reacts at 1073 Kelvin, but rest of the metal requires comparatively less temperature, that is your 673 Kelvin. Is it okay? Yes or no? Done. Now in NCERT they are talking about stability also. We have said this point before, stability of hydride. So what we have said, it decreases down the group. We have already said this. Lithium hydride, potassium hydride, I'm not writing all, rest you can also write. Cesium hydride, you can say कि अरे lithium is small, hydrogen is also small, so they are stable. And cesium is big, pedda, chinna. You are saying only chinna stable, but here it is different. So this point you can say in the question. Which question you remember? Hydrogen chapter question number 16. They were comparing ionic character also. So we were saying कि अरे ionic character increases down the group. You can explain this on the basis of Fajan's rule also. ठीक है ना. Then they also said कि hydrides are used as reducing agent because H minus is there. H minus reduces other and it still oxidized to H2 from -1 to 0. That's why you remember those compounds LiAlH4, NaBH4. All these are reducing agent. B2H6 also. All these are reducing agents. 9.16 question, very good. Answer was like this: NaHMgH2 pani came in your paper also. Clear with this point? Done. So this is all about hydrogen. Now they will ask you which gas is liberated. Which gas is liberated if hydride added to water? hydride added to water. So you can say simple, sir, this is your hydride, H minus M plus. I will put water. As you have told me in nitride, same logic I will follow here also. What will happen? H minus H plus, they will give H2, and M plus OH minus will give MOH. That means hydrogen gas is liberated. Clear? Done. If you do electrolysis, H2 is liberated at anode. Done with this point? So hope everything is clear. So this is all about hydrides. This is all about hydrides. ठीक है? Clear? देख लो. So now only few things are left. The main thing is your halide. It is having so many points. ठीक है? And then oxo salts are there. ठीक है ना? Which we can cover up. ठीक है ना? So I think this much is sufficient for today. ठीक है ना? In the next class, we can study about reaction with halogen. Reaction with halogen, and we will get halides there. Reaction with halogen, and we will get halides there. So hope you have understood everything. Just check it out. More focus on the exceptional part, which I have said important. I have underlined, star mark. You have to go through all these points. Discuss with your friend on discussion. This will help you to remember. All things are written in NCERT, but if you read line by line, difficult to remember. So keep seeing it. Otherwise, discuss with someone. ठीक है ना? So hope everything is clear. Done. So that's all for today. In the next class, we'll complete the syllabus. ठीक है? चलो ठीक है. Thanks everyone. Bye. Bye. Anything else? Last class for today. They have given you the syllabus. Okay. QR code. Yes. Sharing is caring. So we should share it. देख लो यहाँ पे many things we have written. So this is the QR code. ठीक है? Done? ठीक है? Revise also. अच्छा, there is one topic more, that is your anomalous behavior and similarities with magnesium. That is your diagonal relationship. When we will study all the chemical properties, these two topics are already covered. ठीक है ना? So that helps us like revision only. ठीक है? So main thing we have to complete chemical properties. Rest is learning based. You can also do. So main thing is chemical properties. ठीक है? So thanks everyone. Bye for now.